Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I have something different to share with you. It's a practice I do when I have no idea what else creative I should do, when I have no mojo, and it's kind of a practice to overcome an art block. What I'm doing here is I want to create a page, a background paper or a collage paper without thinking about it. I just want to place the colors and different shapes, and I just want to play, and I have no goal. I think that's one of the important things. You don't go for any finished piece. It's just do it for fun and try your art supplies and do what you love. Something that is not necessary is the embossing I'm doing here on my page. It's watercolor paper and I'm using different embossing powders, and just because I have them and I almost never use them. I picked the Rubber Dance Carved Whimsy Wood stamp set and I just added some clusters with the images I like the most. This is not necessary for this practice. You just can start with your watercolors without embossing any kind of patterns to your paper, but it's a nice option in case you have embossing powder and stamps. An alternative to the embossing would be after you have colored your whole page, you can use markers. I am using Uniposca markers sometimes, and then draw different patterns onto your page. This is also a nice way to create some art marks and maybe to come up with some new ideas. When I'm done with my embossing, I go in with my watercolors. I am playing with the White Knights and I am pretty happy with this set. It's the 36 set and I had to pull out 5 of the colors because they were not very good pigmented and I wouldn't ever use them, so I pulled them out and I added to this palette a cobalt turquoise from Schminke and quinacridone gold from Sennelier. I always go for repetition when I paint my shapes. I never have a shape standing alone on my paper because that wouldn't be very harmonic, I think. So when I am drawing a yellow circle, I will add a yellow circle anywhere else. I play with the paints and with the colors, and it's also a nice way to explore a new watercolor set. You see how the colors are mixing, which colors play well together and which don't. Another option would be, if you have no idea which colors to pick, you just decide to go with one color and add it in different shades to your page, or you pick only 2. Or what you can do is go to Pinterest and search for color palettes, and you will find tons and tons of beautiful color combinations, and you just can go with those and add those to your page. Some people will ask, but what should I do when I've done this page and what is it for? You can use these kind of pages as collage papers, so that means you can cut them into pieces and add them to your art journal backgrounds, or you can stamp on them and cut this out and use this as a main image anywhere. What I am doing is, before I cut it all into pieces, I scan this or I take a good photograph. So in case I really enjoy playing with this pattern, I can always print it out and use it in my artwork. With watercolors, you have to be a little bit careful not to create mud on your page. That means if you're mixing complementary colors, these are the ones that are on the opposite side of the color wheel, then you create a brown or gray color, and you don't want to have a whole page with grays and browns because that could be very depressing, I think. So just make sure to let these colors dry before you go over on top with another. You can see that the embossing acts as a resist against the watercolor, so you can use a baby wipe when all your paint is dry and wipe it away from the embossed areas, and it will look even more bright and interesting. These finished pieces would also be very cool to use as a tag background or as a card base. So you can just add maybe a sentiment on top and you have a finished greeting card. I'm also adding some leafy shapes to this page. It's a super cool practice when you want to learn how to paint leaves in watercolors, and it also adds some extra interest to it. I don't mind to add more layers because that also makes it even more interesting. I am almost done with my collage paper, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, although it was a little bit different from my other videos. And I would like to know if you would be interested in getting more tips, what I do when I lost my mojo or when I have no idea what to paint or what to play with, and maybe I have some more tips for you how to overcome such an art block. Thank you so much for watching today. Please subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.